The coordinate was left behind in a corner of the deep web. It was an abandoned facility not found on any map, where the government reportedly conducted inhumane, top-secret experiments. For A, who aimed to make a fortune as a video creator, and B, his partner and cameraman, it was the perfect material. They made their way through the deep forest, slipped through the rusted iron bars, and stepped into the massive concrete structure. The inside of the building was preternaturally quiet. There was not a single graffiti spray left by trespassers, and only the smell of cold dust filled the air. The light from the camera held by B illuminated the pitch-black corridor in stark white. "Hey A, are you sure this is the right place?" B whispered. A smiled fearlessly and posed for the camera, saying, "No doubt about it. Our view count is going to skyrocket." After passing through several dilapidated offices and advancing into the deepest part of the building, that specific area suddenly appeared. It was clearly distinguished from the gray, soiled ruins they had seen so far. The floor, walls, and ceiling were all covered in dull, glowing red tiles. Artificial red light from the fluorescent lamps on the ceiling cast heavy, eerie shadows. The air was freezing cold, and a faint smell of chemicals mixed with a sickly sweet stench of decaying organic matter struck their noses. What is this place? B's arrogance had completely vanished, and his voice trembled. The hand holding the camera shook slightly. Heavy iron doors lined both sides of the corridor at regular intervals. However, instead of words like consultation room or laboratory, cold subject numbers such as Subject 042 and Subject 043 were engraved on them. It was proof that humans had been treated as mere serial numbers here. As the two were overwhelmed by the bizarre space, it was heard from the deep shadows at the end of the corridor.
"Help me, please!"
It was a terribly hoarse, yet unmistakably young human female voice. The sound resonated from behind the door labeled Subject 049. A and B exchanged glances. They were convinced that instead of an occult exploration, they had stumbled upon a vivid survivor of a crime, or a scene of confinement. It was a real-life human horror. Whether out of fear of calling the police or excitement over an exclusive scoop, they ignored B's restraining voice and reached for the rusted metal lever. The sharp metallic sound of a heavy bolt unlocking echoed down the red-tiled corridor, and the door slowly swung open. The back of the room was in total darkness. A aimed his flashlight. What materialized within the circle of light was the shadow of a long-haired figure crouching at the foot of a bed. Her white clothes were torn to shreds, and a reddish-black liquid spread across the floor. "Are you okay?" A took a step forward. At that moment, the shadow let out a low, guttural chuckle from its throat. As it slowly turned around, the face had no eyes, no nose, and no mouth. No, the places where they used to be were completely sealed with clumsily withered skin. Instead, dozens of red, wet, fleshy tentacles wriggled like living creatures from the center of its face. Mimicking human vocal cords, it cried out once more in the voice of a different creature, "Help me!" "H-hi-ya!" B screamed, slamming the camera onto the floor. A lost all strength in his legs and crawled frantically out into the corridor. The two began to run with all their might down the red-tiled hallway they had just come from. However, no matter how much they ran, the scenery did not change. No matter how many corners they turned, what spread before them was only the endless tiled corridor illuminated by that damp red light. The numbers on the doors to their left and right had all changed to Subject 049. It was as if the corridor itself was a living organism, luring them deeper into its stomach. Where is the entrance? Where is the door we came from? Be shrieked as he pounded on the wall where they were supposed to have entered. However, there was not even a fragment of a door, only the smooth continuation of the cold, red tiles. The reality they had entered through had completely vanished. From behind them, the sound of wet flesh dragging on the tiles approached. Pit-pat, pit-pat. The red fluorescent lights on the ceiling began to turn off one by one right above their heads, and total darkness was about to swallow them whole.